Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks, motorcycles, the SUVs, the dogs, the attitudes, the weather, the camper, the pool. Hey, Ice Age TV stickers, they're free. You too can show off the channel on your special vehicle that you love. And yes, it's the Ice Age internal combustion engine age YouTube TV channel, and you just reach out on Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com, and I will mail you some stickers. I will send some pics of your vehicles, and I just like to see other people's love and passion for their vehicles as well. And as always, good Friday morning to all those that subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in on a daily basis and participating in the another adventure day in the Ice Age TV compound, if you want to call it that. It looks like the compound. Look at all the cars and trucks and motorcycles and the camper, tractors, the dogs. Wow, what a week. What a great week. This really is. And you know what? This morning is beautiful out here because it really is just a perfect day to be outside. It's a nice breeze, not really a lot of humidity, not real hot. Wow, extreme difference from what we've been going through for the last few weeks. And I mean, it really is just a beautiful Friday morning. And I just can't emphasize enough that, boy, oh boy, if you're a golfer, you're a tennis player, you're a boater, fisherman, whatever it may be, a motorcycle enthusiast, this would be the day to get out of bed on a Friday morning and to take the day off and to go have some outdoor adventures. And that would be so much fun. The kid and Brian have already gotten here. Brian and Julia got up early this morning. They had such a busy day yesterday. They couldn't finish all the work. They didn't get back in until 7 o'clock. So they got up early this morning, and they're back out doing the work they didn't finish yesterday. So that's really great for the Friday. Beautiful day. What a day, but what a week. I just can't emphasize enough. What an exciting week. And you know what? As usual, I forgot to plug in the truck. I did. Forgot to plug in the electric truck. Good news is I'm not using that truck today, even though I drove 225 miles yesterday, so I don't need it today. But I literally woke up this morning like, you know what? Forgot to plug the truck in. It's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge if you've got an electric vehicle and you do drive it to its max on a regular basis like I do, and you forget to plug it in. It's a challenge. I've got many stories, and Joe worked for me. He'd take his electric truck home, and he'd forget to plug it in. So anyways, on the ongoing, never-ending conversations on my YouTube channel that I enjoy sharing with you, ideas and thoughts and views. And wow, once again, I just think this has been a really great week because of the RNC, the Republican National Convention. And I know some people are like, well, you know, I'm not really that type of person. But for me, it created a lot of excitement. That, and you know what's incredible? So many analysts, so many news journalists, so many people, even participants of that Republican National Committee there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so many said the level of energy and excitement is like unseen, unheard of, even unfelt ever. And so many people, even the journalists, were saying that the amount of energy and excitement that was at that convention with Donald Trump and all the participants was through the roof. And you know what? Last night, oh my gosh, I watched that convention from about 8:30 last night until after midnight. It went on forever. You think I talk a lot? You think I would talk a lot? Ha! Yeah. Donald Trump can out-talk me all day long. That guy can talk forever. Yeah. So here we are in the shop. And as always, what do I bring to the table for you to watch my channel? And that's very challenging. And if you really do watch my channel, it's crazy on how yesterday I went and did a test drive on a Chevy 2500 HD 2024 Bison Edition. And the first video I posted of us doing the walk around the truck, driving the truck, it never would post. It never posted. But the second video of the after me driving it and I'm leaving the dealership, that one posted before the first one. It's so aggravating with YouTube. I don't know what goes on. I mean, it's just so challenging to post videos and have them look like they, you know, fall in order. So, but here's the thing. I'm thinking about all the words this past week. And sincerely, I was thinking of making the conversation name this morning Trump. But I thought, you know what? And a lot of people would be like, you know, there's a lot of people that just don't like Donald Trump. And I get all that. And then, is it turned into the Ice Age political channel? No, it's not. There's plenty of really exciting things going on outside of politics, which we'll talk about here shortly. But here's the thing. I thought the first day of the week was the hair conversations, which I've said many days this week. It wasn't the most exciting content because hair, yeah, whatever. It was all about Donald Trump surviving by a hair. Then the second day was the security conversations. That was Tuesday. Then Wednesday was the voice conversations. And then Thursday was the support conversations, if I remember right. And then today I thought, what better word? And I'm not lying to you. I just thought of this word. I just thought of it because I really was kind of just so drawn into that RNC convention last night of listening to all the different personalities of Dana White, of the UFC, Hulk Hogan, Tucker Carlson, then the personal stories, and I'm sure, which I can't even think, Donald Trump, Eric Trump. I mean, just wow, just a lot of really incredible individuals that got up there and gave their views and ideas in support of Donald Trump. And so this morning, at the last second, I thought to myself, I think the best word of the day could wrap up the week would be courage. I thought, wow, courage. We haven't had a courage conversation. And if you know the definition of courage, courage is the fear of taking something on with not knowing the end result. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at that word. I think the definition word, if we want to get exactly how it looks on my phone, I'll do that just to kind of keep the content so you feel like you're learning something. And so courage, let's see here, get my phone, it doesn't end. So courage is the ability to do something that frightens one, strength in the face of pain or grief. And boy, if that word doesn't so appropriately fit Donald Trump, from what we've witnessed, I mean, sincerely, from what we've witnessed, this guy Donald Trump has gone through to run for a sitting politician, to be in the politics. I mean, it's incredible how, and here's the thing, I've never been a Donald Trump per se fan. So if you watch my channel, if you really watch my channel, I called Donald Trump out. And I have said so many times, I'm just not very excited about Donald Trump because of what I witnessed of all these people going to jail, in my eyes, because of the ongoing rhetoric of the stolen election, which got so many people riled up. Even me, I could have been part of that. I had personal friends who went down there. I could have so easily been part of that. You wouldn't even know me. You would not even know me because I would have been part of that whole fiasco that played out. And I mean, sincerely, that's just that bad. So that's why it irritates me. It hits so close to home. And I know people that have interrogated that didn't even do anything. So it gets pretty heavy and deep on that. So the thing is, I was never, even when Donald Trump back in the 80s released the book, The Art of the Deal, I didn't even read it. I just this is some guy whose daddy made the fortune owning apartment buildings in New York City, and he wrote off his daddy's fortunes, and he writes a book to make it look like I'm so special and blah, 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 but not really knowing really who he is. Because the guy, even though you can call him out in a lot of things, but the guy never gives up. And the guy continues the path of trying to do things. And so you have to really just step back sometimes and think, wow, this guy didn't have to do what he's done because his daddy, in some ways, you could say, made his monies, and he could have very easily lived a life of what so many do and just go out and enrich himself for himself and have the girlfriends and the boats and all the money and all the lifestyle. And he could really have gone that way. And I'm sure some people would say, well, in some ways he did. But the point is, it takes a lot of courage for you as an individual to want to go do something and pursue your adventure and take the hits of what you want to accomplish, and in so many ways what you will fail at. Just like on my YouTube channel, and there's so much time and effort in my channel for now over 4 years of me diligently every day of my life getting out of bed and making a video and bringing content to try to entice people to watch my channel to what I feel like they'll get entertainment and they'll get a learning experience and they'll feel like they can participate in my life of my craziness But it's extremely challenging. Extremely challenging. To the point where I've talked about it many days. My courage wanes because I feel like, is it really even worth it? Because for all my efforts and all my sharing and all my exposure of how crazy I am, really for what I've done, there really isn't any big reward that's come from it besides the friendships. And that's the biggest reward of them all that I have to emphasize. I didn't even watch my channel, that I've met so many cool people through my channel, and it is really a great outlet for me in my life, because I'm such a sheltered guy. I'm not the guy that goes out to the parties. I'm not the guy that goes and travels the world. I'm not the guy going to the store and buying gold jewelry, fancy shoes, fancy clothes. I'm not the guy going to the golf club. I'm not. And that's the thing. I live such a sheltered life that all revolves around the cars and trucks and motorcycles and SUVs and my addictions. So for so many people that call me out that I waste my money, I understand that and I get it, and you're rightfully so. You're right. I don't disagree with that. My channel isn't about arguing with you. My channel is about sharing my craziness of who I am. And does something blossom from it one day? I don't know. Does the failures come that I pay dearly for my actions? It's very possible. But I'm just trying to be pretty transparent for the most part, so you can feel like you've met me in life and you see how what I do maybe isn't such a great idea. And so with all that said, it's the courage of staying put and moving forward. And as I say, for me in my life, my excitement's always come from the cars and trucks and motorcycles and SUVs. Hasn't come from me planning to go meet up with a bunch of people tonight and go partying. Hasn't come from me planning an extravagant trip to go travel to Europe. Hasn't come from me going to some big skiing adventure, even though I did that growing up. It isn't from me getting up in the morning wondering if I'm going to go play another round of golf, which that's good for you. It isn't me getting up and wanting to go play tennis. So I don't have the tennis, I don't have the club fees, I don't have the golfing fees, I don't have the world travel fees, I don't have the addictions to buying jewelry and fancy clothes and then going out to extravagant dinners. I don't do all that. And you know as well as I do, if you do that stuff, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars you'll spend very easily on just doing things to entertain yourself. So yeah, mine's more expensive habit, but at the same time, it's just a passion and love for what I've always have had from just being very young. And that's why I share it on my channel, even though I resisted it for so many years. So for the courage, wow, to watch, the Republican National Convention and see so many people get up and fight for Donald Trump. You have to step back. Come on, why would a guy Dana White? Why does this guy need Donald Trump? But when you hear this guy talk about how he's been friends with Donald Trump for 25 years and he's a personal friend, why would Dana White? It doesn't need Donald Trump. Why does Hulk Hogan need Donald Trump? You can start going through the list of people that seem to be people that are very successful and just hardworking individuals that seem to have really, for the most part, everybody has challenges in life. You're a fool in life to think that you're somebody perfect in this world. It's ridiculous. You're wasting your time. And so people will then challenge political figures and leaders because of their misbehavings off the job or in their personal life. It's not going to, you're not going to find many people that have this perfect life. And the reality is, men and women that have incredibly strong drive, the sexual side kind of goes hand in hand with that. I read that 30 plus years ago, 40 years ago, as a very young man, that one trait of very high-powered men, and I'll say women as well, is that sexual drive. It's that testosterone in their body. It just makes them get up every morning and work their ass off, but it also goes to other aspects of the physical world we live in. Now, seeing Franklin Graham get up there and do a really nice prayer for that RNC, that was really powerful. And Billy Graham, as most people know, he was the rally event guy that got people to come to the big stadiums to hopefully convert to Christianity, to hopefully be baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. That was Billy Graham's goal of his whole life. He's passed, but his son followed his footsteps, and he's so much looks like his dad in so many ways and talks just like his dad. And so he's a great guy. And he did a great prayer. And last night, excuse me, I've got to get some water because I'm drinking all this coffee. But last night, Donald Trump said that Franklin Graham sent him a note saying, please, during my presence of your convention, don't use the bad words. Don't swear. And then another nice thing that we heard last night too, which I think was very diplomatic for Donald Trump, and I know some people at this point are probably, this is the car channel, and we're getting the rehash of the Republican National Convention. But the thing is, it's important that we all hear the message, because the message has everything to do with the Ice Age. Donald Trump is all about the Ice Age. So anybody out there that's an Ice Age person that really wants to see the Ice Age continue and live, Donald Trump's your man. Now, if you don't really care about the Ice Age, then Joe Biden and the Democratic Party is your party that you're going to want to keep on pushing to be the dominant figure in our country, because they're going to go all hell-bent to get the electric age movement like never ever seen. They've already done it. Donald Trump's going to slow it down. He's not going to eliminate it, but he's going to slow it down. So that's really cool. Let me get some water here. And sorry about that, everybody, that I have to get water, but when you talk a lot, here's my beach, my pool towel, and my nice bike, right? So for Donald Trump, he is so on the page of, drill, baby, drill, oil. He's so on the page of what this country's been made of, and continue to make it great and use what's right here within hand's reach to make our country so good. And he has the courage to get up there, and so many other individuals that were invited had the courage to stand behind him, because he's been tarnished like never before, if you all understand that. But like for Franklin Graham, I thought it was pretty cool that he set the tone for Donald Trump not to be mouthing off. But also, Donald Trump brought up Joe Biden's name once, and he said, that's it. And I think, what happens in life, it's interesting how we all operate, because if you're successful and you know who you are, you don't have to belittle other people to get what you want. And I learned that very young. I always took the negativity and turned it into positivity. That's why I've been very successful in my career of getting things that I want and building things I want, but also I've had my failures as well. But it's always been, I take the negativity and create it into positivity. And I never wanted to focus on the person that made me mad, because everybody's had that experience in life. You get mad from somebody treating you the wrong way. You get mad from people disrespecting you. You have to move on. And that's what I learned at a very young age. Because when I was growing up, the way my name is, I was being said I was gay. My name rhymed with being gay. So my first name, last name are one and the same for the most part. And so people growing up at a very young age, and my mom was such a cool person, because just when I was in 4th grade, 5th grade, and elementary school in California, Moraga, California, and I came home one day and I said to my mother, I said, Mom, people call me gay. Why? Why am I gay? And I didn't understand what that meant. And my mother said, which was so cool, she said, it's because you're happy. I was like, oh, okay. And I took that to the heart. And I really did. And you know what? Over the years, I've met so many people that know me personally and in school, and I would ask them, hey, I remember meeting you. And you know what? It's just incredible. And yeah, I'm bragging about myself, but I'm just sharing with you my own life experiences that relate to you, because we've all had hardships and unhappiness in our life. And it's just incredible how many people I've met. And they said, when I saw you, you always had a happy face. You always looked happy. And you made me feel good. And I'm not lying. That's what I've had response to a lot of people I know. And these aren't even like really personal, deep friends. These are just people that I grew up with in school, and I've crossed paths. And I've heard that more than once. And so I think my mother, in so many ways, answered that question the right way. Now, would a mother today, in today's world of knowledge for the younger generation, how would a mother answer that question? It would be a totally different answer. And then it would question you of your identity of who you are. So wow, that gets heavy and deep, right? So back to the Republican National Convention. That was such an incredible moment. It was kind of sad to see it come to an end because, and that's what Donald Trump even said. He said, "You know, I'm the last speaker up here on this stage," and he's like, to witness all the other people that came up here in the last few days and this past week, and to present their views and ideas and their stories, he's like, I feel like I'll be the failure of this convention of closing it down because so many people have come up here, and he's right. They have in such clarity and courage to speak their voice of what they feel is right versus wrong. And that's where we are more than ever. And that's the challenge, I think, today in our country that lies ahead of us is, do you have the courage to say no to what's so wrong that's going around in our country? And it gets twisted. It really does. And it's so sad that we're living in times where, as I said the other day, that it's an argument between two people of what seems right versus wrong. And it's just incredible. Just like the electric vehicle age, the ice age, and we all know that so many people feel so strongly that the EV age is not going to put is not going to right Mother Nature Earth from mankind's habitat on this earth. There's just so many things. There's so many variables. I just feel like so many people are on the page, especially watching my channel, that the EV age, and Donald Trump even said that last night. He said, I am not against electric vehicles, which that was a great statement for him to say. But he's like, but I don't like the mandates, which I talk about this all the time on my channel. It isn't about me not liking technology. It's about the government control. And even to the point this past week, I really started gathering information for me to have like a government conversation. But I thought, do I really want to post that on my YouTube channel? But I just thought that more than ever in mankind, especially this country of our own, the government seems to be the god of our country now. And it's very, very dangerous. And you read about this in the Bible, and people know these stories that when you're dealing with a government that starts to control and tell you how to live your life, in so many ways, you're now are borderline living under God's rule, under governing bodies. And that's the most dangerous thing that can happen in society. But yet, more than ever, it feels as if the administration that is in today and the ideology and the policies that have been so aggressive in our country, it seems as if that's where mankind and that's where society in our country is going, that the government is God. And it's going to control your destiny of what you can and can't do and who you are. And it's really bad. And so for me, I think that's the energy that came from this Republican National Convention. It was like a lift up, a cleansing. I called it a cleansing of people finally hearing what they want to hear. And what they want to hear is it's your life. You have an opportunity like never ever seen in this country to live your life. And let us live our life. Here's an interesting story. So everybody knows about the HOA challenges down there in Florida, where my parents live. And if you really watch my channel, you know that my father has been called out for me parking my truck in his driveway. And it's been going on forever. And it's the HOA. And it's really incredible. Florida seems to be such the free will, the freedom, the land of the brave. It seems to be such more of the conservative views, but yet it's all these HOAs in Florida are driving people nuts because if you park your truck in a driveway overnight, and even some locations in the daytime, it's a violation to the point they can tow your truck and they can fine you. And so DeSantis passed a new law July 1st that said that no longer can the HOA, homeowners association in Florida and communities have the right to tell you if you can park your truck in the driveway or not. And so that was a huge win. And to the point, we haven't gotten any notices down in Florida now for close to 2 years where they seem to have laid off beating up my parents with me parking my truck in their driveway for a few weeks. And so people know this story very, very well. I mean, getting my dad a Santa Cruz, and it got called out. We had to get rid of it to get a Santa Fe. The list goes on and on and on. The reason I'm bringing this up, in Sarasota, Florida, there's an HOA, Meadows Community, that will not abide by this new law. So they've hired lawyers, and they're reading the language and how the bill was written, and so their association language doesn't have to accept that bill by the state of Florida. What a crock of crap. But here's the dirty secret. This is the really dirty secret. So this article talks about how individuals in that neighborhood go up the street, and there's a big open parking lot, and that all the guys and gals that own their trucks, they all meet up every night and drop off their truck with their spouse or friend or whatever they do to get there and get back home, and they all meet back up in the morning, kind of like, you going to work in the good old days, and you met at the Metro, and all your buddies went to work, and you met at the Metro, and all your buddies got back home. Same principle. It's the gathering of everybody's doing the same thing. So in this big open parking area, people pay $500 a year to park their vehicle per vehicle in this parking lot. So you just have to say to yourself, who owns the parking lot? Who in that HOA board? Oh, I would just love to be down there and dig up the name. Who owns that piece of property that is abusing the policies, that's collecting $500 per vehicle per year to sit in a parking lot half a mile or a mile away from somebody's house? You just know that's the dirty truth, that somebody's son-in-law, somebody's daughter, uncle, who the hell knows who it is riding off this stupid-ass HOA law. You know why I'm getting riled up? Because it's a bunch of crap. I've gone down to my parents' house. My mother's embarrassed. It turns into me having to drive my truck. You haven't seen those videos from years ago where I'd be having to drive my truck over my brother-in-law's house or my brother's house and park my freaking dually in his driveway the whole time I'm down there because of the paranoia that the stupid-ass HOA would catch the truck. It would only be there a few weeks in my parents' driveway, and it was a disgrace to look at this truck in the driveway overlooking at a Ford Explorer, overlooking at a Honda Civic. I mean, oh my God, that truck right there, it's, oh my God, wow. Yeah, this is disgusting. I can't look at this. This is, be unbelievable. But hey, that Hyundai down there that somebody owns is parked in the driveway all day long. That's fine. That's fine. Never gets moved. That's fine. It looks ugly as hell. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that. So anyways, that whole point is, I guarantee you that somebody has their hands in the pot for that parking lot as part of that committee that has controlled that HOA. And they need to be sued. They need to be drug outside and run around the block. It's ridiculous what people get away with these stupid ideas, stupid policies. They're demented people. And that's what I think that's going on more than ever. People are just like, wow, you're demented. And that's why, once again, we go back to these cars, the trucks, the motorcycles. And I talk about this and I laugh. I laugh at the motorcycle enthusiasts. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with an electric motorcycle, even though, breaking news, Motorcycles of Dulles, who has been an e-bike, what's the name of the motorcycle company? I think it's e-bike or something. I'm not even sure. I can't remember off the tip of my tongue because I'm not interested in their product. They're getting rid of that brand. Why are they getting rid of that brand? Because this is the words out of a salesperson there that's been there for many, many years. He said, I have a hard time selling that electric motorcycle to that individual because once they buy it, it's theirs for life because we don't want it back and it has no value. Really? I said, really? He's like, oh, yes. He said, it is so bad, but here's the ball game. Hey, hello, Mr. Iceman. You're the guy who goes out and buys electric vehicles. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's see here. Was it September of 2022 that I think I bought a brand new black F-150 truck that was $98,000 that today is worth $40,000. I mean, really, I'm not lying to you. Wow. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, but you did it again, Mr. Iceman. I did. Well, I got a good deal on it. I got some discounts, and that's a whole nother story here that I was reading early this morning. So EV vehicles, but here, let me go back to the motorcycle point. I said to the salesperson, I said, it befuddles me that a person that's going to go ride their Harley-Davidson motorcycle, their Triumph, whatever it may be, and you're going to go do a 100-mile ride. I guarantee the average motorcyclist that gets on a bike and rides on the weekend is maybe a 100-mile ride. That would be, I think, even probably a lot. I bet you it's 50 miles. Who cares? Let's just say it's 200 miles. Wow, I rode 200 miles this past weekend on my Harley Davidson motorcycle, and I had to put gas in it because it's an electric vehicle. And wow, I went to the gas station. I put 4 gallons of gas at $4 a gallon. I spent 16 freaking bucks to ride my Harley Davidson bike. What a freaking joke. I should have bought an electric vehicle. Are you kidding me? You're demented, man. You're demented. If that's your mentality, you're demented. You have serious mental challenges. Now, I get from hearing from Green Rush and other people out there, the live wire, it's badass, it kicks ass, it flies down the road. I agree, it does, but you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. I live in the country. I live out in the country. There's no way I'm going to be able to ride a live wire anywhere because I do all the back roads. I would be pulling over 30 minutes from now to charge the damn thing, but I don't even know where I'd charge it, so it just doesn't work. If I lived in the middle of a city, I get it. So, once again, it's like, huh? What? So, where's the courage in all these conversations, right? Well, I've already been telling the courage. We've got a sitting power to be that's trying to take this country back to have courage for people to start voicing their concerns and not accept what is going on more than ever in our life, which in so many ways is being run by demented minds. It doesn't make any sense. And I think so many here on my channel will agree 199% on that all day long. But here's the electric vehicle story. Electric vehicles, actually, their sales are up. Their sales were up from like 7% to 9%. 104,000 electric vehicles were sold in May. Now get this. I see, and I talk about it every day on this YouTube channel, where I'm sure people are sick of it, where you see these other YouTuber guys telling everybody the world is over, it's over, the car industry is done, it's over, everybody's going to go bankrupt, everybody's cars getting repoed. I mean, I believe that. I do believe that a lot of people's cars getting repoed. I do believe that dealerships are struggling. But you know what? In May, there were over 1 million new cars sold in the United States of America. New cars, over 1 million cars sold. So I don't understand. I don't understand how the car dealerships are going out of business if they're over. I'm talking new. I'm not talking about used. I'm talking new. I guarantee you, used cars was probably 3 or 4 million, because the used car market is a 35 to 45 million market used sales per year. The typical good year in new cars is 18 to 20 million, but an okay year is 14 million. So in so many ways, this is probably about a 14 million year new car sales. Yeah, the dynamics change. They have. But once again, it's a constant, everything's come to an end, but yet you read the sales statistics and you think, but I don't get it. The guy just told me that all the car dealerships don't sell cars anymore. And I agree. Car inventory is heavy. If you watch my channel and you saw the Chevy Bison 2500 HD review, wow, that's a really nice truck. That's a really nice truck. And oh boy, do I have maybe major news, breaking news on that today? Yeah. Oh, so cool. A guy just on my channel, a guy saw my video from yesterday, me going to test driving that Chevy Bison. And I talked to my conversations in that video about how I got a phone call from Coons Ford in Silver Spring, Maryland, from Dave, the service manager. And he said, they're putting your Dark Horse Mustang, as I speak, is being wrapped up. They got to put the front, we got to put the front clip back on. They had to take apart the whole front end of that car to put that supercharger on. And he's like, yeah, we're kind of over the hours I quoted you, but I'm going to keep it at the hours. So he's at 20 hours. So is this a $4,000 bill? Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yikes, right? Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. But the whole point is, it was a major undertaking for them. But he was telling me, if you listen to my YouTube video, you'll hear Dave talking about how the guy who did my job has done a ton of Whipple superchargers and Roush superchargers on the Coyote. So he knows his stuff. That's a great thing. Good to hear. But here's the point. Somebody just on my comments section on my YouTube channel reached out and said, hey, your Dark Horse is in the shop right now. Hey, this is so-and-so from Coons Silver Spring Ford, and your Dark Horse is in the shop, and we're finishing up as I talk to you. So Are you going to see a video today of me going and picking up my Dark Horse Mustang with a supercharger? You are. Huh. I mean, wow, right? Everybody, if you really watch my channel, December 4th of last year, I ordered that Whipple supercharger. Here it is, July 19th. So you're talking 8 months from the day I gave that company money to the end result of me picking up this car today. But here's even more breaking news, exciting news. Do you even want to know what it is? Do you even know what you think it is? Oh my gosh. Do I even tell you? I don't know. Do I keep it to myself? I think you probably know if you watch my channel. Yeah, where's the courage, right? Yeah, where's my courage? If you don't think I have to have incredible courage to think I can buy something again and again and again and be able to pay for it, yeah, you don't know. You don't get it. You don't understand. This is incredible courage by me, having the faith that things will get even better for me and not worse. And is it extremely challenging right now? It is. Am I at my most extreme challenging times? Really? Ever? I am. Am I crazy? I am. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah. Am I going to add another vehicle to the fleet? Oh my God. Really? Really? You would do that, Mr. Iceman? You need to get a raffle going. I've looked into the raffle thing, and you got to be careful. For me to do a raffle, you really have to understand how to do that for the laws, and I really would have to have an expert guy who's done this advise me on how to do this if I decide to do that. And I'm not against it. I'll tell you straight up, the kid isn't going to let that 450 dually go away. So that would be a tearjerker. That ain't going to happen. For me, kind of let pretty much everything else go. I could to a degree, but there's probably, like the Ram X, that'd be debatable. It's possible. But like the Camaro Z28, that would be tough to let that go. I don't think I could get that back for the price I paid for it. The Camaro the Corvette, could I let that go? I'm not attached to this stuff. I could if I had to. So the danger is I could probably get creative and create the raffle, but at the same time, you gotta have a lot of participants because these are not cheap cars. These are high debts. So you're gonna have to have raffle monies coming in at 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 in some of these vehicles for me to be able to pay the debt and to relinquish the vehicle for the winning raffle tickets. So for me, I just kind of think out loud about how am I going to round up? If I was really going to do this seriously and really do a lot of vehicles in a very short time, you're talking about $1 million having to be, brought in to account to be able to raffle stuff off because everything is very, very expensive. Everything is extremely expensive anymore. And that's something, Donald Trump, he hit on this stuff last night. I'll give him credit. He kind of knew some stuff he was talking about. And at some other points, I felt like he kind of was wavering, but it's just so much information for somebody like him to be able to radiate and talk and have everything be so, have the clarity and have the I'm trying to think of the word of it being correct, I guess you could say, on statements. He was making some statement about superchargers being installed for electric vehicles at like $9 billion or something. I didn't really get that message there. So that was kind of a confusing there. But here we are. It's going to be a 40-minute video. So I think even though I have a lot more information I can share, I just think it gets to be very, very long in the courage conversations. But I think many here that watch that RNC, if you're really paying attention to the politics of our country, which I think it really is very important. A lot of people are just like, I'm done with politics. But the thing is, the country is changing. And I think we do have the courage and the leadership, because I think that one person's courage and leadership radiates back to other people's courage and leadership, and it helps build unity, and it helps build things to be what I think so many really want. And I really think this country is more majority of the common sense, which Donald Trump brought up last night, the common sense, and just for us as mankind, for the better of our country. And I just feel like, I think more people are on the page of wanting to help others, and for us to be more loving than the hate that is so dominant in these social platforms. And what you notice in these social platforms, it's the same personalities that contribute to the hate. It's incredible on X. It's the same personalities all day long that post hate all day long. And it's like that's all these people have. And people draw into all that hate. And these people are making money off of X and other social platforms because they get attention for all the hate. Because they create the arguments and they just create more hate. And they're successful at every day, so they get out of bed every day. You know, that's the thing about these YouTubers I talk about all the time. The YouTubers that can preach to you and I that the world's over and people listen to it and they get thousands and thousands of hits and they're making 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month off of the constant, you know, you're going to fail, everything's coming to an end. And so what are they going to do tomorrow morning? They're going to get up with the same rhetoric and they're going to tell you exactly the same thing in a different format of what's going on, just to lure you back in for you to feel like misery loves misery. Isn't that the word? Misery loves misery. And our country really going that direction? And sadly, it is. The leadership of this country is creating the misery loves misery. And that's what Donald Trump talked about is your standards and expectations have been lowered, and the governing body of this country has made you feel like you need to ask for less, you need to want less, and you need to be less of a person, of a voice. That's a fact. And I'm sure many people can relate with that. So that's it. So what am I doing next? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch my channel. Watch my channel, you'll figure it out. But what I am doing next, I'm going to get in my race truck right here. I'm taking my Ford Coyote race truck, which is really cool, and I'm going to take it to Silver Spring Kuhns Ford to have it oil change, tires rotated, a new wiper motor put in, and a new wiring harness. So I have to leave it there for the day. And then, as long as I get the thumbs up from them, I'm going to take the Mustang Dark Horse home. I'm going to bring it back home. But then what am I going to do? Yeah. Then what am I going to do? Okay, well, once again, if you really watch my channel, you're going to figure it out. And am I crazy? If I pull this next thing off, wow. And yesterday I was thinking to myself in the pool, right now, how many vehicles have I bought this year? And if you want to count the monkey, look, here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 7. There's 8. F450's 9. The Raptor 37's 10. The Bison is 11. The Explorer is 12. The Lightning is 13. The Kirby truck is 14. I can't remember if I bought that this year or last year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. The Talon, what's that make that? 15? Did I just confuse myself? Is that 15? There's things missing. The Bronco. That's 16. I think I bought my Dark Horse last, December. Yeah, I did. 16. So 16. But I still feel like there's something missing. What's missing? What? My ST. 17, the CVO ST. That's 17 vehicles. I think that's probably it. Am I right? But I traded back in the Transap. So that's 18, right? I bought that and traded back in. The Honda Goldwing manual I bought last December. So 18. So I think 18, I think that's about right. I think I figured it out here a while back. So could today be number 19? Wow. Or is it number 20 that I'm just not... do we count the camper? Do we count the camper? Do we count my tractor? If you count me buying high item things, then we're definitely at 20. The camper, the cab tractor, yeah, we're at 20. Yeah, wow. Oh, wait a second, the Ram TRX, did I count that? I don't even know. So see here, for every on my channel, even right now, I can't even keep track. I would have to say right now, conservative number of buying high ticket items and buying things, I'm at least at 20, maybe 21. So would I maybe be at 22 today? 22? So over 7 months, that's 3 vehicles average a month. If I continued that, which I don't know how I'll sustain that, sincerely, that would be 36 vehicles in 1 year. Again, so if you're on my YouTube channel, you'd have witnessed the last 3 years that if I did that this year, I've bought over 100 vehicles just in the 3 years of me running a YouTube channel. And I tell people all the time, I have bought 600 vehicles in my lifetime. Do you believe me? Are you starting to believe me? But but it isn't about that. It's about my addiction just buying something else. I said the other day, can I get through the month without buying something? We'll see. Everybody, hey, thanks for watching Ice Age TV. And the adventures begin now. Wow. Hey, God bless. Have a great day.